Hi guys, how are you doing? Good. One moment. So, I wasn't gonna be here, but I am. And I felt like there was a reading that needed to be done for maybe people that have Libran placements. Oh my gosh, I just heard something in the bushes. Someone could be sneaking upon your house. Like little hoodlums. I'm just kidding. What is a little hoodlum, technically? You know what? Since it's night, can you guys see me? Okay, good. Then I won't be blinded by the light. Maybe I should do one more. Yeah, perfect, I think. Or that was the same. Who knows? But here we are. I hope you all are doing amazing. I'm here for you, Librans. So this is going to be for Librans. Moon, rising, sun, and north node. Interesting. So right off the bat, I want to say this is going to resonate technically with everyone because this, if we listen to the all over concept of it, because essentially, it's about balance. And how do we know how to balance when we're trying to A, balance a lot, or B, balance a lot of things? So right off the bat, the first card that wanted to be seen was going to be my Seven of Wands in reverse. This card tells me that there was a lot of confusion regarding passion in situation and or a situationship and or relationship, whatever you want to call it, in the past. Okay? I do feel like this is love, but like we know, we can use all energy that we learn through everything, every experience, and we'll realize those similarities will be through other relationships as well. Okay? Okay. So, Libra rising, Libra moon. Libra moon especially, I do believe you are dealing with feeling weighed down by, it's kind of Libra like you're trying to take these, okay, so you know how I'm always saying like we're taking the cups and the souls with us, right? From our past, present, future, whatever you want to say. Can't be future, but we are all different types of beings and believe and perceive different types of things. Anyways, we knew things are stars here, not circles or squares. So anyways, or triangles. Technically it'd be a circle out of all those things, but it would not even be that. It'd be, yeah. Anyways, sorry guys, I'm a physics weirdo, and yeah. Chemistry. We've brought a lot of our past with us, and it's created a self-imposed prison because we've not inevitably allowed ourselves, this might be you will not know if you are balanced if you do not speak. So the first thing is we need to do is make sure that we did not walk away or close, I'm saying this in quotation marks because we're not closing it if we're walking away within a Ghostbusters aspect. So first of all, I'm presuming we have talked to the person and closed situations. Now, if this is a ghost busting situation, the first thing we need to do is communicate by opening our throat chakra so I can communicate. Please and thank you. The second thing we need to do is realize that when we choose to make a choice, which is a subconscious way of us at that time in order to cope with the situation we are going through, we took the, oh my gosh, spirits, get away from me. We took, Piash, I have a feeling it's a grandpa or something. You need to start listening. There's little things and listen to me in your head that you're like, what the heck was that? That is, just listen. It seems as though we've hit a situation where we've had a lot of passion for a lot of different things, and we might leave those things open and not fully close them by communicating. And because of that, it's hard for us to communicate in a lot of ways, period. And it makes it hard for me to be able to communicate to you here. And B, you're not allowing closure, so all these weight of all these things that you know are available but don't, again, because you're not willing to be absolutely vulnerable enough to close or start or restart or what the fuck ever, right? You know, I mean, what the fuck ever, it could be so many different things, right? So we basically hide behind this foggy illusion and or past fantasy because we don't want to think about how to actually solve those souls and close them so they're not so heavy, knowing that even if we close that moment in time by verbally saying, I can't say a lot, but what I can say is, you know what I mean? 2 cents, you know, like, I'll touch base with you and whatever. Or, I don't think I could do this because I realized I fucked up. And just leave it at that. Do you know what I mean? Or some sort of something that creates closure where a person is not like, what the fuck is going on right now? Do you know what I mean? It inevitably will save one from feeling guilt, because of course that's what any natural human besides a sociopath, which a sociopath would still feel that. They have to feel that in order for their body to filter that. Does that make sense? Filter it as in, okay, well, I feel this, filter, I'm not feeling this anymore. So they start to, essentially, their dead matter, their thyroid, their communicators had a gut vibe. Now, if the gut vibe is to disintegrate and numb, then that's what it's going to do. That's what the nerves are going to do. The nerves cannot handle any more sensitivity, for at the end of the day, the nerves at these points in times of trauma and or spectrum related things are essentially, I mean, if we look at special ed, special needs, bipolar spectrum, narcolepsy, ADHD, ADD, all these spectrum trauma, you know, depression, bipolar, because they're all on a spectrum. All these spectrums are basically sensitive nerves within a body that reacts, allows the body to communicate in a way that essentially miscommunicates. And essentially why that happens often enough is because of the cerebral concept of the brain, and the actual soul gut itself has a disconnect because the wear and tear that happens over time, because the doors and or problems and or self-imposed manifestation aspects of, they're manifesting into guilt and all these things that we just try submissing in a sense instead of actually going, facing it, usually essentially because we're worried about being shut down. But essentially when you go and communicate, any person that essentially goes on attack mode is because essentially they were very hurt because of the way it was handled. Now, knowing that all aspects and people are different in the way that they respond, there's a social etiquettes within a form, in a sense of unity, as people, as equal respect of all is fluent, all is one. For instance, if I know essentially you don't like something, I'm not going to essentially go do it right there. Do you know what I mean? Giving respectful, polite, but essentially then one wouldn't need to eavesdrop or over intrude on personal boundaries. In other words, stay in your fucking lane, right? Now, when we choose to ignore our past karmas, loves, situationships, and carry them, it is not only essentially taking all this passion that we have, all this energy, and it is missing it, and then it is taking it and throwing it in a backpack, right? Now all this is like air, right? Passion is going to create, it's going to make, it's going to combust, it's going to, right? And we're putting it in our bag, right? And we're a grounded person because we're on 3D. And we're walking around with this bag that essentially is wanting to do all these different things. Go down and up, down and up, down and up, just like emotions, right? And we're taking that bag and we're taking just a couple. Each person is bag. And we're throwing on these bags. And essentially, we're sitting here and we're like, how the fuck can I not even walk because there's so many bags? How can I have so many bags when there was so much passion? Because with all the passion of the beautiful trees, there became all the chaos in between. Because we didn't communicate. What essentially some could be literally like our nervous systems are just... But essentially, at the end of the day, regardless, cerebral or not, we are on the 3D. And whether we are more so cerebral individuals, not everyone lives in a concept of understanding. Everyone essentially tries to look, in my opinion, the issue that we often run across within man on... I want to say diversion or diversity, or whenever I guess I'll say, because I have to sometimes. I'm pretty much who I am. Like, I'm associated as a spiritual person because I do not like conforming to this belief system, but I'm understanding that people are having issue with it, and I understand because I never understood why. Essentially, we're made of a million different things, and we're all different vibrancies based on what we've picked up, what we've passed on, what we've gathered, what we understand, what we've grown, etc., etc. And then adding all these environmental, let's just say, just everything. So many things that alter that. When we have these balloons, and it's easy to understand how this can happen. And how we can get to this place. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to use our higher understanding of the fact that we know at the end of the day that if we don't open and close things and be truthful, Queen of Swords, truthful, honest, blunt, assertive, straight to the point, raw, open, authentic. Because essentially, if you're not authentic with me, right? Like if you're watching this and you're not authentic, then you're not going to get the message. Why? Because essentially, you're not authentic and on my energetic level. So you're going to be like, this bitch is crazy. And then there's going to be other ones that are going to be like, this bitch is crazy. And then it's going to go and they're going to experience it. And they're just going to be like, how the fuck? But they're still going to... And that's fine. That's just different energetic levels. I'm extremely cerebral, like completely. If anything, I'm more of a fortune teller than anything. But I don't like associating with future because my whole concept is I literally thrive and could only live cerebral. No, I realize I can't do that. And it is, in my opinion, my life karma. But I don't need to be on something to understand something and be okay with the fact that I'm a high priestess and people aren't gonna understand. I don't need people on my side to make me understand my value. Does that mean I will not go through lows and where I have issues, where I personally don't like hearing the word no because of trauma from when I was a child. My mom used to say that so much that I grew up as a kid where I wouldn't even ask a question because I didn't want to hear the word no. It's still to this day a trigger for me to emotionally shut down. I don't even essentially really react anymore unless I've literally had so much shit of different aspects blow up on me. But now usually what I do is I'll blow up like that real quick, but it will be like burp, and then I stop, and then I start laughing, and then I start getting really, like, I call it like snarky, like Jekyll and Hyde, the twins come out. Because when I like attack, I'll sting, say everything that I need to say within one sentence, stab. This is unfortunate because I'm the one that has to deal with the repercussions. And then Jekyll and Hyde, it's actually Sybil and Jolene. That's the Gemini twins and me. Then they come out, and one of them is like on her high horse of what she thinks, and then the other one is like, okay, well, that technically, you know, we could call you out for that. And so then the twins are going off, you know, and inevitably to be able to understand the balance in it all is we have a choice whether or not we're going to allow ourselves to have the universe say we have the strength to do something, or we can say no, we don't have the strength to do it. But essentially, it's up to you to wake up each day and to come forward and use your vocal skills and communicate what you need to say and not expect people to not be able to do it. If you want change in your life, you need to be able to come speak forward your truth and have those closings of cycles, if that's what is needing to happen for you to feel comfortable with moving forward with whatever else you're moving forward with, or if you wanted to move forward to something, or if you didn't know what you wanted to do. At the end of the day, whatever you will not be able to this story tells me that whoever I'm talking to, period. What in the hell is going on? One second. Okay. We had some random cards that were hitting and hiding, and you know that means something, so I have to find out. Because maybe Spirit was like, okay, we're moving on. And I'm sitting here on a rampage. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, my Librans. So after we've communicated, closed our cycles in a verbal way, what does that mean? Okay, so that does not mean, by the way, do any of you guys actually ask the camera what does that mean? Or do I literally just say that? I don't know. But it would be nice if you actually say what does that mean to the camera when I'm talking and I respond. That would be kind of cool to know. But maybe I'm just crazy. Anyways. Oh, fuck. So, now that we've established for the Librans who have made the communication closure, for the ones that are deciding what they need to do, they need to be able to communicate to decide. And when you come and speak to whoever this person is that you do not feel like you have the strength to, okay, well, let's be honest. You're saying that the reason you don't have the strength to is because of the fact that you don't have the finances, but the reality is because you're still sleeping around at work. Knight of Pentacles. I don't mean to be an asshole, but I'm just calling someone out on bullshit. A bullshitter. Convince me I'm wrong right now on the Knight of Pentacles. Convince me I'm wrong right now. We'll find out. But see, that's the thing is I'm a really good psychic, so you can't really get bullshit. You can ignore me all you want, but once I tell you and you're listening, technically you know the knowledge. So if you choose to be like, she's wrong, well, I hope I am wrong. Otherwise your karma just came back twice as fold. That's why I love my job, because it's like, you don't have to listen to me, but like technically if you actually do just listen to me, I actually have to impact your life. And even the ones that are like, unsubscribe, guess what? I made you mad enough that you had to leave. Which inevitably is fine. Because I did what I needed to do during the time that you were watching. And if it made you that triggered, that's very beautiful in my opinion, because triggers are natural responses, and reflection is what helps transform those triggers into new ways of looking, seeing, or responding. So if it made you want to walk away, something, and essentially, hopefully the message had to do with walking away, but you just didn't want to hear it, but potentially, do you know what I mean? See, that's why all these situations are right. Why did I just say that? Why did I just say all these situations are right? That is so not me. I am not. Maybe someone was saying you're right or something. Yeah. Sorry. I am actually... So I'm someone that likes having... I don't like the word debate. I don't like the word negotiation. I don't like the word, I like communicating with people and understanding, like, how they experienced it and understanding different aspects. So I don't like to, I'm never someone that often says, never say never, I know. Unless I'm being very passionate about being more protective of you. And essentially, I often forget that I more read energy around you or in you, and I can feel what's going on, but I don't know what's going on, and so I get super defensive for you. But then it sounds like I'm yelling at you. So Libra, that is the problem with that, because I'm like, your cerebral brain is connecting, but you're still human, and they still so... I was already talking about this with myself today. Okay, so it looks like, okay, yeah, you, and you have Sag in you too, potentially, or you're dealing with someone that has Sag in their chart, or you could just be getting higher understanding on trying to manifest. Into an Emperor. How does Spirit feel as though this person or you are doing on manifesting becoming this Emperor? So in other words, yeah, okay, so you need to communicate. I don't know what this is you need to communicate for. The reason you're not getting balance, or why you're having problems making choices, or how do you know you're making the right choices? Because you're not making any choices because you're not communicating. So, I mean, there you go. So, I don't know what to say. I will essentially right now do a reading for the person that left the comment. Let me see one thing. Are you mad that I'm on the phone right now? Are you the one that's always following me? Because I have been having so much technology issues. It's been quite a dream. Okay, so this is going to be a message for BGP. It's going to be for balance and how to make a choice, how to know what is right and wrong, how to be able to know that it is our guide communicating. What is our guide for BGP, and what do you and his past ones want to say, his or her? My apologies, when I'm saying your name, I'm feeling all of a sudden a masculine persona, so that's just why I said that, okay? That does not mean even that is not literal. Even, no offense, even if you, I don't even want to go there. I hate associating with people's way of communicating. And technically I don't have to on this show because it's all about euphoria. Okay, so now I'm seeing a grandma. She's very sassy and very calm, sophisticated. Tell him no. He's not ready. No, she's just gonna sit over there. Okay, so for GB, what messages can I get? Spirit and balancing. What messages do you have? Thank you. Here we go. For BGP. I really pray to God that I got that right. So first off, I'm going to say you're overindulging, and that's why you don't have financial stability. That's also why you're not on a divine chariot right now, going to the one you love. So, I don't mean to call you out, but you kind of, need to stop. Well, I don't even know. Does this person even want you? I don't want to find out bad things. Wait a minute. Or are you wanting to leave the past and have a new opportunity? Yes. Okay, tell me why you're drinking and overindulging. Or were. We all do it, by the way. Do not, feel like I'm calling you out. I smoke joints upon... Yeah, do not. So you're reaping karma. Because you were being foolish. Fool in reverse. Who are you being foolish with, my love? Because then I'll find out what the divine thinks about them and what they think about you, okay? Oh, I understand. No. You're being foolish by not letting go of past people. And you didn't nail the coffin in like I said. So now you, let me get this straight, you backed yourself into a corner. Grandma's sitting there. Yep. I tried telling him, he's not listening. So, what is your wish? Who or what is your wish? Your wish is to make a blind choice. Why? What's the sudden change? What's the sudden change? You went within about why you were confused in the path, why there was not a new opportunity. What is that card for? Why there was not a new opportunity in finances. So I'm super confused. Oh, I understand. I understand. Okay, so we're gonna put these back. For those that are like, why don't I get to know what they are? Spirit was just giving me a down low. Oh, you're coming forward to someone because you walked away from someone else. So what are you confused about then? So are you saying you've walked away from someone else, Spirit? Is this person saying they've walked away from someone else? And or that person they walked away from someone walked away from them, or maybe a couple of people did and now they want to come back? A lot of chaos around finances, but you do have options. You want a new beginning, so you're all about materialistic gain, trying to relight a flame in the past. Why? Because of some sort of financial stability, A, that they could bring you, or B, that's interesting. Now, Divine, explain to me what the nail in the coffin was. I want to see something. Explain to me, Spirit, please, what nail in the coffin is. You're trying to manifest something that's dead. So either you killed it by ignoring the person and then they put a nail in it. Yep, you chose to hide all of this passion and then it became chaotic, left it in the past, walked away, remember, the passion. Then the other person nailed it closed because of what you did, and now you're trying to all of a sudden come back alive like born in Jesus, like you didn't do anything wrong. In other words, you don't need to go towards anything. Yep. You're trying, yeah, you're being greedy right now, madam. Okay, so, you know what, you need to have a new opportunity with yourself. If it comes to business, like think about business. If it comes to business, you're going to have a couple different choices ahead of you right now. Grandma's saying leave the pussy alone. Yeah, it looks like someone... What was I saying? So for some of you, you could be dealing with an empress that you're married to. Or you could have an empress that you're married to. Please explain these two cards for me. An empress who you're married to. You're the Fool. You get them, but they're not your wish. Okay. Spirit, this is why... Okay. Go on. You're the one telling the story, apparently. Because you don't get your wish because you sat around. Okay. So, okay. So I don't know what that is about, but okay. I'm sorry. I'm very confused. If you're trying to decide to go to the past, I wouldn't recommend you. I mean, you're already doing something, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's my job to read the cards. So So either you did magic or someone did magic that fucked up their whole life. Got Mother Nature reverse, Destiny reverse, and Magic reverse. So someone could have done something that they don't understand the way it works. And it's going to affect your whole identity because you're going to change as a person. Because it seems as though potentially if you think that you have options that you don't have, or you have options but the one option you want, essentially because of the damage that was done, isn't repairable. And it was something that Mother Nature, so it was a spiritual, it was destiny, it was everything and more, but someone I'm hearing was having an identity crisis. This could be just in who you want to be as a person. Identity is who your soul is, okay? And allowing yourself to be who that is. For who the fuck are other people? Besides literally dead matter. Let's humble them, remind ourselves. Essentially, one didn't realize where's the magic card? If you have a friend that's a Virgo, they could have been doing magic to stop this relationship and you allowed it. That's the judgment. The judgment is you had the choice to allow this person back into your life, or go to the one that you love and you chose not to. Whether you talk to that person or not, it could be you reached out to this person, or this person is doing it and you don't know about it. I'm not even going to say what I want to say. But I knew it all along. That's all I'm going to say. And it looks like their goal was for you to get inspiration and passion and less elsewhere. They started it. Hence, that's why the rumors first even got started about your past becoming involved again. Okay, let's see if there's any more last messages. For my Librans. What do my Librans need? So Librans, you need to work on self-worth. This, I believe, has to do with the identity card as well. You need to understand that other people, who the fuck are other people? You can create. In other words, you don't need to go to a place to worry how you fit in. It's more, you go to, okay, well, I guess I understand that it's a natural need for people to want to fit in. It's hard for me. I'm not like that. I essentially don't want people to talk to me. And I essentially am like, hi. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because of the entrepreneur that I am, and because of also the hobbies that I've run into, I can only handle so much of other people's heavy energy because I'm so cerebral. I'm a very, well, quite frankly, I'm usually a very vibrant person. But essentially, if I have even anyone like near me that I could even hear what they're doing, it will knock my energy down and I will transform into basically what looks like a different person, especially in the aspects of Gemini. So in other words, what every individual will see something slightly different in me because based on what their sign is, I will shadow what their worst I will remind you of the things that I'll remind that person of the things they need to work on, which inevitably challenge is one, right? So unless we're very vibrant, which I'm so cerebral, it's really hard. You can't really keep me down. You can if it's like a very emotional attachment, but I will always rise. Thank goodness. And that's the whole point is you can always rise. We can always rise, especially if you're air, okay? Or have air in your chart. I cast of all for self-worth. I cast of all concerns about people, what they think of me. I am a total kick-ass person. And my kick-assness can never be diminished or rejected. So people can think what they want and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll keep on knowing what and who I am without even thinking that I already do. Who cares what they think? Like I was just saying. Resilience. Sticks and stones will break my bones, and unkind words are so draining. The joy of color for once in my life. But nothing can ever permanently damage the real me. I love myself. I cherish myself. I vow to remember I am always camped out in the depth of myself. Essentially, I feel like Librans, you know what you want. You're not willing to be vulnerable for what you want. And if you're willing to step into retrying something, that you're not literally willing to do 100% following every promise that you make when restarting and or starting this situationship and actually following through with it, it will not work out. And if you end up hurting this person again, the universe is saying it will blow up in your face 3 times fold. So I would not go back to the person unless you are knowing that you're not going to. I'm hearing cheat, but I don't know. Okay? Okay. So no scorekeeping. In other words, maybe when you get back, if you did, no scorekeeping is going to be the first one because it sounds like there's not trust in either of the situations. I cut ties with the past conflict and make my own personal life a shiny, clean plate. Beginning this moment, everything is new. When I go over old grievance itself in my head, I introduce myself to new tenant tolerance. People tolerate you, tolerate them, especially if they're willing to deal with you. That's what I say to myself. It's the truth. Get over yourself. We are difficult people as people. When I give up, it's a stupid t-shirt and the recording on my back. Again, if you just, like, I don't even know what to say because I feel like you left this person to go and I feel like they're not going to be with you. I think you lost out. Like, I'm not saying that you're unauthentic energy. I just don't feel as though the energy is authentic enough to be able to make the person believe you, because the person seems very emotionally stable, but that doesn't mean that it's not possible. You know what I mean? That just means you literally need to walk it like you talk it, and if you try doing, they're not going to do what the games that you do. So in other words, if you're like the kind of person that is in a situation, you're like, well, you always said this and this and this, or you always bring that up, or whatever, this person's going to drop you. Like, they don't, and they'll literally just start doing that stuff before you even start sleeping with each other, just to make sure you're not going to do that to them. And just know, if you do sleep with them and then break their heart, I don't even know. I don't know if this person has Scorpio in their chart, but have fun finding out. Bye.